Been a recently updated. I'm sorry. Um, a recent update on the lawsuit against Smash JT. Alyssa Mercante's lawsuit against Smash JT. Okay. Now you guys know we all believe this to be a frivolous lawsuit. We don't believe that anything's going to come of it. But y'all know that Alyssa Mercante decided to go back and forth with me the other day, right? And I would show you the tweets, but she's deleted them. You know what I'm saying? She's deleted a good portion of her tweets, which is fine. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But my whole point is, somebody brought up the fact that I was brought up in the lawsuit like I'm supposed to be ashamed of that. It's a frivolous lawsuit, and if it wasn't frivolous, how many lawsuits like this do you see where the complaint is being amended twice? Twice. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, gang. Alyssa Mercante, shout out to that Park Place. Alyssa Mercante filed second amended complaint in lawsuit against Smash JT, alleging alt-right and Gamergate targeting. Let's how about we do this? Just before we even get into this article, let's do this. So let's look at that. Let's see. Let's see what AI has to say about this. Amending a complaint in a lawsuit means making changes or revisions to the original complaint. This can be done for various reasons, such as correcting factual errors, adding new claims or parties, or including additional relief sought. Essentially, it's a way to update the lawsuit with new or more accurate information. Why amend? Plaintiffs, the people filing the lawsuit, may amend their complaint to add new information discovered during discovery, the process of gathering evidence, to correct factual errors, to add new claims or parties, or to request additional relief. Okay, consequences of amending. Okay, an amended complaint can alter the course of the lawsuit, potentially adding new claims, parties, or issues to be resolved. Okay, so there you had it. That's what it means. Just in case somebody doesn't know what amending the complaint means. But it's worth noting that this is a defamation lawsuit where the plaintiff has only amended the complaint after the defendant filed for dismissal of the case. So it's not like, oh guys, we found more information, or hey, listen guys, there's somebody new we want to add to the lawsuit. We found new facts. No, this is the defendant come with some actual factual statements, and we got to update our claim a little bit so it can hold up in court. Let's read along. Let's read along, okay? In the ongoing lawsuit between former Kotaku journalist Alyssa Mercante and YouTuber Jeffrey Tarzia, first of all, saying that man's government like that is crazy. Jeff would have been sufficient. Jeffrey. That's messed up. It makes him sound worse. Better known as Smash JT, a new development has emerged. Mercante has filed a second amended complaint, continuing her efforts to hold Smash accountable for what she claims is a campaign of online targeting. The filing expands on earlier ideological accusations tying Tarzia to the so-called alt-right and invoking the specter of Gamergate, a nearly decade. What is that? Oh my God. A nearly decade-old controversy that many legacy media still cite as a cultural flashpoint. Now, here's the thing. In this amended lawsuit, which it's 89 pages, guys, so we're obviously not going to go through 89 pages of content, okay? But she keeps trying to make this a political thing, which is why I think her lawyers are taking this pro bono, because she can't afford this. She can't afford it. They're taking this pro bono because what they're trying to do is use this lawsuit as a linchpin to hold YouTubers accountable for roasting their ass. That's what they're trying to do. It's literally what they're trying to do. And so if she can continuously tie Smash JT to some sort of alt-right, racist, homophobic, sexist, whatever, she thinks she can get enough people on her side in the jury to classify this case, to classify this lawsuit, as defamation. And because they want to hold people like this accountable. And if she can do that, then they can start coming after other YouTubers. My problem is, if you follow anything Smash JT over the internet, you know this nigga is far from right wing. Far from right wing. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, it's the right wing people who are accusing Smash JT of being pro left wing stuff. John Della Backhole. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue reading though. While amended complaints are not unusual, a second revision often signals that a plaintiff is struggling to establish a legally durable case. So what's changed and what hasn't in this latest attempt? Full disclosure, YouTube personality Smash JT is represented in this lawsuit against Alyssa Mercante by Ron Coleman and Coleman Law Firm. That Park Place, WDW Pro, and Valiant Renegades are likewise legally represented by Mr. Coleman in unrelated matters when necessary. So basically what they're trying to do is you might consider this a conflict of interest. Obviously, if these two share the same lawyer, there might be some similarities in, the clients here. All right. Why a second amended complaint matters. A second amended complaint typically indicates a plaintiff's earlier claims lacked enough evidence or specifically to survive initial scrutiny. It's like hitting reset in the middle of the game, a loud but not a great sign. Okay. In this scenario, Alyssa Mercante has revised and expanded her lawsuit claims against Smash JT, attempting to patch weaknesses that Smash's attorney's free speech expert Ron Coleman targeted in earlier filings. What has Alyssa Mercante added or changed in her lawsuit? Mercante's new complaint introduces several detailed changes, noticeably increasing in length and specificity. God damn. Specificity, nigga. Specificity. God damn. Specific compared to earlier filings. Okay, got it. Damn it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all want me to do. All right. So first thing, the first question you may ask here is, okay, why does she have to do? Oh, wrong one. Why does she have to do? Minimum effort live. Oh boy. Why does she have to do an amended complaint and he doesn't? Well, the first thing you need to understand here is Alyssa is the one filing the complaint. So the only thing that the defendant has to do is respond. That's all he has to do is respond. Okay. As long as she's the one filing the complaint, she can amend as much as she wants to, and then they'll just continue to respond. And the reason why she has to do this is because her original claims were a bunch of nonsense anyway. But we'll keep reading. Let's keep going. Okay, the most significant update in Mercante's complaint revolves around her claims of what she calls intentional, how do you say that? Stochastic terror? Okay. This alleges that Smash JT's critical online commentary indirectly encouraged negative actions from his followers. Mercante argues Tarzia deliberately provoked or tolerated follower harassment, knowing it would harm her reputation and career. Okay. Now that is a ridiculous accusation, because what you would have to prove is that the people who are quote unquote harassing her, even if it is considered harassment, are directly tied to Smash JT and follows his orders. How the hell would you prove that? Oh, you would also have to prove that he made the order. You would have to prove that Smash JT willingly told his audience, hey guys, go over there and harass Smash JT. And if you ever, Smash JT, Alyssa Mercante, and if you ever watch his videos, then you know that Smash JT has said several times to his audience, do not go and harass this person. This is ridiculous. Let's continue. The complaint cites specific videos and direct quotes from where Tarzia criticized her reporting, framing these criticisms as knowingly false statements rather than protected opinions. Mercante attempts to illustrate how these alleged falsehoods directly impacted her employment opportunities and public reputation. In her updated complaint, Mercante explicitly, okay, states that due to the sustained online backlash alleged initiated by Smash JT's content, she was eventually asked to resign from her senior editor position at Kotaku. She argues that her employer cited the continued controversy and negative attention as detrimental to their brand, effectively forcing her out. Well, I would love to see what she said that in the complaint, because if I'm not mistaken, did she not say that she was let go at Kotaku because fuck you, nigga, because she was being accused of being an anti-Semite? That's what she told everybody else. She said it was a mutual agreement to part ways. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. This detail is critical because it underscores Mercante's assertion of tangible professional damage directly resulting from Tarzia's actions, an argument she hopes strengthens her defamation and emotional distress claims. However, proving that Smash JT's commentary specifically influenced Kotaku's decision-making rather than broader public reaction or internal company factors remains a significant challenge for Mercante's case. Okay? There's no way she can prove that. Now, the funny thing about it, with the anti-Semite accusations, that came from Destiny and Company and Asmongold. So why go after Smash JT? Why? Well, I mean, because she has bone kids. She knows she can't. She get her colon cleansed in the courtroom with those two. So she's going to go after what she thought at the time was a much smaller creator. Well, he is a much smaller creator, but she thought he was a small creator who wouldn't be able to afford to fight her legally. But she underestimated him. There's no other way to put it. She underestimated Smash JT and his audience. It's no other way to put that. She thought that, okay, because when she did this lawsuit, Smash JT might have been where? Well, was he at 100,000 when she did this lawsuit? I don't think he was. I think he was like at 60, 70,000 subscribers. And then she did the lawsuit, and guess what? He blew up even further. That's why I don't understand why even do this. You're making Smash JT a lot bigger than you really want him to be. Pause. But you're not going to win. And keep in mind, Smash JT, I bet any amount of money that he absolutely plans on holding Alyssa Mercante 1,000% accountable for all of the legal fees or whatever. Now, he knows he's not going to get a dime out of that because she's broke. But hey, maybe you can get a dime out of that law firm. I don't know. Let's continue right here. I mean, and this is just the reason, just to remind people why nobody likes Alyssa Mercante. YouTuber video recommendations lead to more extremist content for right-leaning users. Researchers suggest streamer Asmongold claims Twitch is kind of irrelevant for a growing audience. Alyssa Mercante is trying to blame YouTube for right-wing grifters. She says, color me fucking shocked. YouTube has historically funneled people to the alt-right. It's why all the most disgusting bird brain grifters thrive on there. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Where is it?
What more do you want from me?
My leg! Oh, my God! Sweetheart, YouTube is 70+% male. Most men think logically. You do not. Sorry. And it's not right leaning. it's really centrist, right? Most of us are in the center, and then people like you weirdos, you go so far to the left that the center now looks like it's on the right. No. There's nothing right-wing about us.
I've never seen myself represented. This is awesome because I've never seen myself.
So, in conclusion, that's just an update on Alyssa Mercante's lawsuit. I mean, if I don't see how. I mean, it's May. I don't know when this is going to be resolved, but I don't see how anyone can look at this and think that she's going to win. Let me get to these super chats, man.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.